But you've debated on lots of these subjects in the public sphere and then answered lots of questions at your presentations surrounding that. So my question is, to a logically consistent atheist, what are the best arguments or an attempt at an argument that you've heard trying to answer some of the same questions? And again, not saying they're good, but what's the best that they can put forward?
Well, for the cosmological argument, the argument the universe had a beginning, they'll basically say, well, we just don't know.
Mm,
They punt to agnosticism. When I say, look, if space, matter, and time had a beginning, and that's what the best evidence shows, whatever created space, matter, and time can't be made of space, matter, and time. In other
mm,
words, the cause must be spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful to create the universe out of nothing, personal in order to choose to create, also intelligent to have a mind to create. And so I always ask audiences, I say, when you think about a spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful, personal, intelligent cause, who do you think of?
mm,
Well, that's God. They might say, how do you know it's the Christian God? And the answer is, we don't
mm,
yet. No argument from science gets you to Jesus. In
mm,
order to see if Jesus is the true God, you need historical information, and then you have to look at the evidence for the resurrection.
mm,
But if you look at the evidence for the resurrection, I think you'll realize that Jesus really did die and rise from the dead. And if he did, then the same being that walked out of the tomb 1,992 years ago is the same being in whose divine nature created the universe out of nothing.
mm,
So atheists will punt to agnosticism.
mm,
They'll also, instead of giving positive arguments for why the universe exists, typically they will make complaints about the way the universe is operating
mm,
and say, therefore, there can't be a God. Like they'll say, well, there's too much evil in the world, so there can't be a God. Now, the answer to that is to ask them, what do you mean by evil? And they might say, well, murder, rape. And I'll say, no, I don't want an example of evil. I want a definition.
mm,
And it turns out you can't define evil without referencing good. And good can't exist in an objective way unless God exists, because God is what we mean by the standard
mm,
of good. If there is no God, every moral issue is just a matter of opinion. It's
mm,
just your opinion against, say, a murderer's opinion, or your opinion against Hitler's opinion.
mm,
Well, we know murdering people isn't just a matter of opinion. If that's the case, there must be a standard beyond us that is good, and we're obligated to obey that standard. And that standard is what we mean by God's nature. So evil
mm.
doesn't disprove God. May prove there's a devil out there, but it can't disprove God, because there'd be no such thing as evil unless there was good, and there'd be no such thing as good unless God existed. So when atheists try and, in fact, maybe putting it this way may help, Ash. I don't think atheists have many arguments as to how the universe could exist in the absence of God.
Mm.
What they tend to have are complaints about the way God is running the universe.
Hmm.
There's too much evil in the world. He doesn't
Yeah.
appear to us enough. He's hidden too much, or he won't allow me to sleep with whomever I want to sleep with. He puts too many restrictions on me.
Yeah.
These are more complaints about the way God's running the universe. It's not evidence that God doesn't exist.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that you brought that up because that's the central argument from your book, Stealing from God, which is a big help for me. Basically, you're pointing out how there are things that atheists use in their arguments or complaints that can only exist in a theistic world. You point out that morality, the existence of something that's authentically really evil, is an example of that.